Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 67. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Special, very, very, very special guest in the building for episode 67. Introduce yourself to the audience again.
Hey guys, I'm just Jackie, Miss Jackie. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me
That
back.
is, excuse me, this is the table. Okay. Okay. Not just Jackie. This is the table making her third appearance, I believe, on the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. You know what I'm saying? The only person who has more appearances or as many as you is TJ. Shout out to my man TJ. You know
What's up,
what I'm saying?
TJ?
All right, let's hit the rundown. E-Block Radio Network every Monday, 2 p.m. on the E-Block Radio Network. Tuesday at GFT Radio Network every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Wednesdays is 216 The Blend, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Thursdays is WTNUphilly.com, 12:30 every Thursday. Friday is the I Say Podcast Radio Network at 10 a.m. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line. Custom Hustle World on Instagram and Twitter. You get your custom sweatsuits, t-shirts, jerseys, jackets. We got the baby jackets. We got the baby jerseys on now, and the basketball jerseys have arrived. So anything that you need customized, we can make happen over here. Custom Hustle and h2h Cleaning at h2h Cleaning on Instagram is a tri-state area situation. But if you make it worth my while, I will slide down to Houston and keep Jackie's situation all the way tight for her. Okay, now episode 67. This one came from Jackie. I'm scrolling on Twitter and I see Jackie has a very lovely question that we weren't going to burn out in the comments. And the question that Jackie was asking was, is your podcast about who you are or who you want to become? We let the guests go first here on the How to Hustle podcast.
Okay, so how the tweet came about, little personal experiences, in my life and everything. I'm just like, how when people say, I ask you, are you the same person on social media as you are, if I meet you in person, and most people say yeah, or most people will say, oh no, my podcast is like a persona of me, whatever type thing. And it was just the fact that I have met a lot of content creators, and over the years I'm just like, I'm not, at this point I listen and I'm just like, are you put it on a show, or is this the person you want to be in real life, but you can't?
Most people are putting on a facade, yes.
Yeah, so but it's kind of hard because the thing is, I listen and people have this great content about life and being a human and everything, and then I'm just like, 2 and 2 ain't adding up to 4. So to me, it just put me in this dilemma. Like, I can't even listen to a lot of people no more. Because for one, I know you because I met you, and unfortunately, it's just like your show is a presentation, and you're holding people up to standards that you're not even living. But you're pretending to hold yourself up to these standards on your podcast, but in real life, that's not who you are. You're not that person outside the microphone, off the microphone.
Well, that's because it's easy for people to give advice and hard to take advice. It's easy to give somebody else a criticism versus looking inside yourself and making that strong, accurate assessment. So, like most people, which last week's episode we was talking about accepting the fact that you're short and you got a shortcoming in some area, accepting that fact and wholeheartedly willing to learn, willing to accept that I don't know this and then I need to get better at this. If Jackie has more experience with whatever it is that we're doing, why wouldn't I lean to you instead of stubbornly just fucking it up myself, knowing that I don't know? So that's what most people will do though. Like, you can give me all the great advice, but you can't take it for yourself. I give an example here of this was on How to Hustle seminars, which can still be purchased. You know what I'm saying? How to Hustle seminars are still out there and available. We was talking about this where I'm telling them about doing a live show, and started with a baseline of selling 25 to 30 tickets. And you can sell 25 to 30 tickets at a certain price. You can make some money off of the situation, which now turns you into a professional. But me telling them that on the seminar, and I go, take your own advice, dummy. Like, if you're telling them it's this easy to do that, then why don't you do it? Which is how I did the first live show. But I would say for me to personally to answer the question though, anyway, I would say my podcast is about who I'm becoming. Because I did an episode with the bruh. Shout out to the bruhs. They're back in the lab. We did an episode a while ago about what would the title of this chapter of your life be? And mine's was the foundation. Because right now I'm doing h2h cleaning, I'm doing custom hustle, I'm doing all of these different things because I want to lay a foundation so that when I get to my 40s, we can now begin to relax. And that the things are now running smoothly enough that I don't have to be there and do all of them. Like once you hit that stage, it's like one of them things is you're as strong as your name is. And if my name is on something, then people know he ain't bullshitting. When we just got on here, you text me, I'm in the room, I'm already here. Like, because when you have a good name, it's nothing better than that. If you're reliable, when people can depend on you, just like you're saying, when I met these different individuals, when you met me, I was the same nigga that I'm on camera, the same nigga that I am on the drink. Where I tell people all the time, if I can help, please let me know. And I'll try to figure that out. When you told me I'm coming into the city, I said, okay, yeah, we going down to the concert. You said, how much is the tickets? The tickets ain't shit. I got you. Okay. So that's me. That ain't just like put on the facade and put on the front for nobody. You mention my name in any circle, you don't know nobody got nothing bad to say about me. Somebody tell you something bad about me, you go, you don't know him. Because if that's
say that one more time though. Say that one more time for the people that didn't hear it in the back.
For the people in the back. If somebody tell you something bad about me, it's because they don't know me. And certain people and certain individuals, when you hear stuff about them and you really know that person, you go like, I'm not even feeding to that because Jackie wouldn't have said that. Like, she's not that type of person. Or even if y'all got that type of relationship, I don't have nothing to do with that because that ain't our relationship. Maybe me and whoever might have had a bad experience. We just oil and water, the situation don't mix. That don't mean that y'all will have a bad relationship though. So you can't always even let those negative situations that somebody else has affect your situation with the person.
Yeah, but unfortunately, life be life, and then that's what be happening.
Shouts out to my man Nutmeg. Nah.
At the end of the day, it's like just be an adult about it and think with your own mind and not what other people are trying to plant in your mind. People out here trying to plant seeds like, okay, let's take you. You out here doing amazing things. You know, like I haven't heard nobody say nothing negative about you. You know what I'm saying? And you are a man of your word. Okay. When I met you, you gave me the same energy as I got on social media. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if somebody came up to me right now this day and said something negative about you, I'm gonna be like, you don't know him. And either you just trying to tear this man's name down because all you hear is great things about this person. You know what I'm saying? When somebody get too much accolades or people just keep hearing positive things about you and it's like, nah, this gotta be something wrong with this person. There's gotta be something wrong.
You gotta have an ulterior motive.
They can't find nothing wrong with you, so they start talking and making up stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then when they do that, they discredit your name. That's what they're trying to do at the end of the day.
So this was funny where, again, in fact, this is, again, damn, shout out to my man Nah. I did an episode with somebody and I'm trying to explain like the type of guy to them. And Nah was like, it was crazy that they didn't think like dudes like you really exist. Like they couldn't even comprehend that it was a dude like you. Like, and it's like, yeah, so it's like you kind of don't want to keep trying to drill it into them because it's like I try to tell people this is not bragging if it's the truth. Like the truth isn't bragging, it's just me telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Like if I tell somebody Google me, you can find, you Google my name, you Google hype, and a lot of my stuff will come up. That's not me bragging, that's hard work and dedication. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't just happen for everybody.
No, that's facts though.
My bad. The question go to you now, Jack. How do you feel about that one?
How I feel about what?
Back in your podcasting days, you know what I'm saying? A veteran like yourself of the game, was it more so about who you were at the moment or who you were becoming?
Okay, all right, I got you. That's a good question to throw back on me.
Jack thought I was throwing a little shot in there at her when I wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm slow. Work with me, baby. Okay, at the end of the day, when I was an active podcaster and actively out there, everything that I was talking about on whether it be my platform or somebody else's platform, it's about me. It's about my past. It's about my present, and it's about the future. And then when people meet me, they get the same energy. When I'm giving you on social media platforms, I'm gonna give it to you when I meet you in real person, because I am a silly person in general. I love to laugh. I got a great weird sense of humor. So that's the energy you're gonna get from me. You're gonna get.
And you're also the table. You bring it
Yeah,
all.
that's why I was about to say you're gonna get the table from me. I could be serious, guys. I could be serious, and I don't mind sharing my history to help somebody's future. You see what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if a lot of people are accepting of people in general who are just open and honest. Because if I tell you my good and my bad and my ugly and indifferent, there's nothing you can say about me that's gonna surprise anybody. That's gonna
Most people say they want honesty, but they just want to hear what they want to hear. They don't really want like the truth.
They don't ask me nothing. They don't ask me, because I'm gonna give you the truth. Because isn't that what you wanted?
See,
ain't that what you wanted? I don't sugarcoat no more. I'm too old to sugarcoat anything for anybody. Please know when I say something, I'm telling you how I really think, how I really feel, my real opinions, and it's my opinions. They're not facts, but respect my opinions. You see what I'm saying? As a human being.
So my thing is now, I only give you my opinion if you ask for it. Because you realize, like you said, most people don't want the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear. They want to hear, yeah, you look cute in this dress, or that color really works for me, and it don't. So like, even like this is why Bor was calling me dressing rooms hype, is because we was talking about one day, do you go to the store, you know what I'm saying, with your girl when she's trying on this, that, or whatever? And I said, when I go to the store, I'm in the dressing room because I don't want you to come down the steps or come out the room and you got on something and I'm like, because if you ask me and I don't like it, I'm going to say how I look. You could have went with you could have went with a blue dress. You could have went with it. Like, I don't like this color nail polish. I don't like this type of hairstyle. So I'm not going to just lie to you and say, oh man, you look beautiful. Like, I'm going to be honest with you if you ask me for my opinion.
Right.
The only person that I sugarcoat things for or switch it up is my mom, or if I meet your mom or your grandmom or like somebody like that, then yeah, okay, obviously you don't give them the same type of thing because we don't have, there's a certain level of respect that you have in those situations, or that you should have in those situations. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never met your mom, but I would never walk into your mom's house and go, what the f, because never. I wouldn't do that in my mom's house. So unless it's like one of those elderly type of situations, everybody's getting the same energy. Even if your mom made this potato salad, and I don't particularly think that it's the best, okay? And she asked me, oh, what'd you think, baby? It was cool. I'll give her that. Like, but if you made this potato salad and you say, oh, what'd you think, Jack? What the fuck is wrong with you? These potatoes was big as shit. These joints wasn't mixed in. Okay, where was even the mayonnaise? Like,
let me tell you my little.
These potatoes was hard as shit. Okay.
If I gotta ask you about it, I already know there's something wrong. You feeling me? I ain't gonna ask nobody about nothing that I feel confident in.
You forgot to cut the eggs up, ain't put no eggs in this joint. So now you already thinking, damn, they eating that shit too, huh?
I was like, I ain't even gonna ask. I gotta ask. I know it's jacked up. Let's trust and believe. I already know.
I'm saying, if you don't see them on,
you don't get nobody rocking back and forth like, woo.
Hey, you walk past you walk past that pan and there's still a whole lot of it in there. You go, damn, niggas ain't feeling that shit, huh?
But no, it's just okay, so I get like a lot of people reply to the tweet and said it's about who they are and about who they want to be. Because like you said, everybody's on the podcast giving advice, or they trying to learn themselves, right? They trying to learn from others.
It depends on what type of show that you're putting out there.
Exactly.
Most people, like, just because you got a podcast don't mean that you got millions of dollars or thousands or hundreds of dollars. So you shouldn't be portraying that, though. Like, if that's not the situation, you should never be portraying something that's not real. This is the problem with the whole social media situation. Is social media is based off the gratification of others are giving you by liking or viewing whatever it is that you're doing. So now you then go to take that to mean like that it's really something when it's just here for entertainment. Like,
I'm really talking about these podcasts that are like life podcasts. You know what I mean? Like, not comedy. They're not comedy focused. You know, we're talking about just people who get into life and life situations. So take a female podcast per se. And the female podcast is about empowering women, uplifting women, you know, just being a strong woman, not putting up with things, checking your girl to say, you know, type stuff like that, right? And then my thing is, I listen to you. I know for a fact that it's things that you shitted on people for, but then you turn around and the stuff that you shitted on people for, you just did it yourself. How again, how can I listen to you when I feel like you're not portraying who you are on this show? Like,
yeah, it's like playing a character. It's like when you meet Ghost from Power. He's not Ghost. Like,
right.
He's not selling it. Well, you don't know what nobody's doing, but like, you know what I'm saying? He's not sitting in truth every night, you know what I'm saying, having an affair with Angela. Like, that's not the guy that you're meeting here. That is a character that he plays. So when people, it's the same thing like a podcast. You going to meet Amari Hardwick or do you want to meet Ghost? Like,
right.
But this is one of them things where people don't be honest with themselves and can't make those strong evaluations and assessments of yourself. Are you the person who's equipped to give that kind of information? Like, are you skilled and have enough experiences to be telling people what to do with these situations? Like, and if you're not following through with it, then the answer is no.
Right.
Like, to answer the question for yourself.
I feel like I rather for you to say that's the person you want to be or you aspire to be, especially when you know deep down in your spirit what you're telling the people on your podcast
is a lie.
You're not even doing yourself. You're not even holding yourself to those standards.
Yeah, you talking about being the most faithful nigga with your 2 chicks texting you and
again, you really want to be that good man, that strong man, that faithful man, and that's what you and that's what you portraying. But in them streets, people know who you really are and know what you really do.
But that's what I'm saying. A lie can get so good to you sometimes that you believe it.
I guess people out here believing they believe in what they spitting on the shows. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it was just a concern for me because it's just like I know people, like I actually interact live and in person with per people, and I don't even listen to them no more for that.
Actually, too, the tricky thing about words is they can say anything.
They can't say anything, but don't get mad when people know your shit, and then it is what it is. Like, don't ask me why I don't listen to your show no more. I'm gonna tell you why. You a liar.
So,
you out here hoodwinking people. Hoodwinking people. How you say hood?
That's it. You've been led astray, bamboozled, hoodwinked.
They out here bamboozled, but honestly, they're not really lying to the audience. I'm rocking with what you're saying. They really lying to themselves.
It's the messenger.
Yeah. But no, they lying to themselves too because they really believe like this is what they're doing.
Like I said, you could be given a great message about, being in a monogamous relationship and this is the way that you should handle your family and all of that. All of the advice that you could be given is great.
And you ain't even taking your own advice.
But some people don't even listen to their own shit though, so to even hear that and like take that in. That's why I said from the beginning, I listened to my own seminar and I'm listening back to it as a listener and then going, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm telling Jackie, hey, look, it's this easy for you to do this, to sell these tickets, to have this show, why wouldn't I do it? But if you just putting it out there going, killed it again, another 5-star episode.
Let me give you another, let me twist it up a little bit. I'm gonna just use myself as an example because that's what I do. I like to use myself as an example. I'm a content creator.
This is your table, not mine.
I'm a content creator, but I'm not actively doing any content creating. I started off with YouTube. I stumbled into the podcasting, but I'm not super active on anything right now. And I was having a conversation with John from the John Effect podcast. And he was asking me, was I going to come back and do YouTube and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I told him, I said, I really don't know if I'm going to come back or when I'm going to come back. And this is what I told him. When I came into this content creating, I came in with the wrong spirit, but I didn't realize it though. I came in with the wrong spirit. I called myself trying to heal and all this stuff, but I was really running from what I needed to heal from. You see what I'm saying? So I was avoiding a lot of stuff, and I just used content creating as an escape from what I needed to face in my life. And then eventually I did get to a happier space, mentally and everything. So, and the content creating started dwindling. And the reason why what I realized for me, why the content creating started coming down to a minimum and just stopped, I wasn't that same person who came into the content creating. I wasn't hurting, I wasn't venting, I wasn't running, I wasn't trying to find excuses and escapes. I faced it, and I'm going through it. And I'm still actively healing, you know what I'm saying? But at least I'm going through the healing process. And I don't feel the need to hop behind the camera and sit there and talk to people who don't even know me no more. You see what I'm saying? I don't need that escape no more. So if I do come back, it's going to be because I want to do it out of love and passion for the stuff I was bringing onto my channel. You see what I'm saying?
So this is the thing there that you said was you became a different person in the situation. Mm-hmm. Some people don't evolve and become a different person. Some people are the exact same person from 15 to 45. And that's a problem. If you got the same mentality, the same views, the same outlooks, the same aspirations and goals, that's a problem. Especially if you've gone through 30 years of life, having kids, marriage, you've lost whoever or whatever. Like, there's no way that you should be still viewing the world the same way or still aspiring to do the same things. Even if you had a company all of that time, like if you were handling your tax situation for, a certain amount of time or something like that, just offhand. Even if you in a business situation, you will have different goals and aspirations for your business, or you should after a certain amount of time. It's just like when you got your first job. You got your first job and you was like, all right, $5 an hour. Great. You have no overhead. And then you got to $8 and you was the shit. Then you got to $12. And like, as it continues to grow, the goalpost moves if you're growing. Like you saying with that situation, when you started it was a therapy situation basically for you so that you can get it out and you can vent and you can heal from that situation. Once you healed from it, I no longer need this therapy situation because the goal that I was trying to obtain, I've obtained already. Some people though will just be, the goal was to get to $20 an hour. I got there, I have peaked at life, and this is where I'll be for the next 35 years until I retire. Like, it's all about evolution, growing and recognizing that you've grown or that you haven't. It's all about the evaluation of self. I continue to bring this up a lot on the show because that is the most important assessment that you can make is of yourself. You have to know what it is that you're putting out into the world for people. You can't give it to people, or I don't know how you receive what I'm giving you, but I know what it is that I'm putting out there.
Like, am I picking up what you're putting down?
Copy that.
So, Now,
this is why you're making your third appearance on the Hot Hustle podcast.
But no, listen, everything you said was just crystal clear. Like, it was just confirmation of how I've been thinking on my journey. And I will say this, like, transitioning from the content creating, I have focused on my business more, and my business has grown so much, and profits have done nothing but gone up because I'm focusing on different things.
While you bringing it up in the conversation, Shish, what business might that be, Jackie?
Hey y'all, Jackie O Management, professional services, consultations, taxes, accounting, accounting services. I'm here. I'm here to help. My thing is to help the small business people like me, the mom and pops of the businesses. You know what I'm saying? That really keep the economy going and keep us eating. And I'm here to let them know the services I offer, they need and they are affordable. It's not just for those six-figure $1 million companies. I got you. Y'all get the same services, affordable.
You just threw out the tagline of the h2h cleaning is we are here to help. Shouts out to Jackie.
We here, baby. We here.
Ain't no doubt. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know I got a mission though. My mission is I'm here. Listen, I just came up with it, but it's written down somewhere. But I'm giving y'all the short version of it. Jackie O Management is here, to help the small entrepreneur believe and achieve. That's my mission.
We're going to have to write that one down, get it on a couple of business cards.
Written down. It's on my business plan, baby. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Copy. Yeah, Jackie's giving us a little glimpse of the vision board. Now
I want y'all to believe so y'all can achieve. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this thing since 2009. I've been in business since 2009.
That's the number one thing is if you don't believe in your product or your situation, how am I supposed to believe in it? Again, this was something from last week's episode. The loudest voice that you'll ever hear is the one inside your head.
In your head, yeah. And that's it.
If that voice is encouraging you to move on and grow and move forward with that business will work out. If that voice in your head is telling you that it ain't gonna work, that this ain't gonna happen, and why would somebody believe in this, that, or whatever, then you will have a situation that will not prosper.
Yeah, that's it.
But also, just because you believe in it and all of that, it doesn't mean I've been at this for a month and it's not working out yet. It takes a little time.
Yeah, I don't like it when people say, "Oh, you done did this for a couple of months and it ain't, it's not profiting or it's not working out or you haven't gotten clients or whatever." Listen, Apple did not grow in 2 months.
Yeah, Apple didn't start 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm just like, like I said, but if you believe it, you can achieve it. Trust me. You might not get to it on that original path that you envision, but there's multiple paths to get to where you want to go. Whatever service you're doing, that might not be the service you need to be offering. You might need to do a different, you know what I'm saying? And go in a different direction.
But it's also just because that was your idea. Nobody told you that that's the way that it was.
Yeah.
Like you thought, I've been doing this for 8 months and this is not working. Well, that's only 8 months. You got somebody been doing this for 12 years until they got the break that they needed. Somebody been doing it for 25 and finally got the break that they needed. Like
exactly.
You have to understand that everybody is not always about what it is that you're providing. My podcast goes under the label of shit that makes sense. Because when you come here, you will always get some shit that makes sense. So if you are looking for sports, this is not the place for you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like these type of conversational topics, I am not the guy for you. I can talk sports and we can do all of that, sure, because I got the versatility to do it, but this is not the platform that we're doing that on. So you always got to understand that there are so many people in the world that the way that the internet is set up, that you can tap in with somebody from across the country who is moving, thinking, and wants exactly what it is that you're supplying. You just have to get out there to connect with those people. Those people are not going to just show up in your DMs just because you made an Instagram with a cute logo. No. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in that work and make that thing happen. No. Like when you cop yourself one of these custom hustle situations.
Listen, I don't know how you got your businesses set up, but I want to just give a quick advice to anybody who's listening out there. Like how we were saying, if you come up with this idea, whether it's a service-based company or, products or whatever, and you don't have to rely on that one stream of revenue. You feeling me? Obviously, because you got several things going on under the Hustle brand. You know what I'm saying?
How to Hustle Enterprise is the name.
Hello. So that there you go, enterprise. So when y'all do your businesses and stuff, I know you want to kind of like cater to what your original thought process for the business is, but you might want to do a more
expansive.
something you can a multifaceted name, because my company, Jackie O Management, it didn't start off as Jackie O Management. I had a different name for my accounting business, but I have grown to, you know, have more than one stream of revenue. It's not just accounting, and it's not just taxes. It's, you know, like I said, management. I'm really managing different umbrellas under my company. You know, I do consultations with people to help them with their businesses and whatever aspect they're coming to me with that I can help them with. So, and I'm about to add another stream of revenue to Jackie O Management that has nothing to do with accounting, taxes, no professional services. But the way I got it set up, I can still run all my revenue through Jackie O Management. It's just a matter of when I do my bookkeeping, oh, this was accounting revenue, this was tax prep revenue, this is real estate. Okay, so
shit, Jackie.
So I just want to drop that. So kind of leave your name open. So like if this first stream of revenue isn't going to be, you know, might not be your main bread and butter, and you come up with something later on down the road, you ain't got to change your company name, all this good stuff, add a bunch of DBAs, blah, 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 won't be boom. You good, because you can keep it all under that same tax ID. You just, when you do the bookkeeping, you just book it under the correct revenue. So you know how much you made off of, like for me, this is how much I made off of accounting. This is how much I made off of tax returns. This is how much I made off consultations. This is what I did in real estate. You know what I'm saying? So I keep track of all of that. So that's just my little 2 cents to give to y'all.
Copy that little free game from the table. You know what I'm saying? Try to put y'all on. Jack, I definitely appreciate you coming on. This was your third appearance on the
And I hope I didn't offend any content creators. This is just me from my personal point of view. You know, that's it. My point of view is not, you know.
You should never let nobody's opinion. Deter you from what you're doing. You can take heed to what somebody is telling you and see if that's something that you need to implement, fix, or whatever. But you should never let somebody tells me the rundown is long in the beginning, and I okay, that's perfectly fine. The rundown is long though, because I want to let everybody know that it does not take very much for you to be able to accomplish getting these different steps done. It's not for me to say I'm doing this and you're not. It's for me to say this is easily attained and this is how I did it. Yeah. So don't ever let somebody's opinion is just that. It's just their opinion.
Yeah.
You can't take everybody's opinion.
I love listening to podcasts.
You can't take everybody's opinion personal.
I feel like content creators should want to hear what their listeners think of what they're putting out there. You know what I mean? So
if you tell me every episode is hey, what you think about the episode? Oh, it was cool. I like that, John. You didn't listen. Copy. If you can't give me an evaluation or an assessment, because we've gone into these joints, and if you can't break it down, you did not listen. But that was episode 67. I appreciate the table for coming back on the How to Hustle podcast.
Thanks for having me back. I don't be trying to start nothing. I just my little thoughts.
All right, Jack. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, baby.